welcome to another Turnbuckle. Hi, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Turnbuckle Talk with me, Steven Spice. Sorry, everybody, for the convenience. I'm just a little starstruck for the guest on my show today. This is with me today, Steven Spice. On today's episode, I have to admit that I am marking out a little bit because I am getting to sit down with, in my opinion, one of the best female wrestlers in the industry, not only today, but in the wrestling history, even though she has not been in it for that many years, she truly has brought attention to the women's division of wrestling. Please welcome to the show the two-time ICW Women's Champion, the one-time Ironman Heavyweight Medal Champion, the one-time Monster Factory Pro Wrestling Girls Championship, the one-time wrestler Curious Big Circus Big Top Tag Team Championships with Adam Cole. Baby! She is the former AEW Women's Champion. Wrestling champion, which she held for 290 days. She is the winner of the One Dynamite Award of the Best AEW Fashion Moment. She is one half of the two women that had the most iconic matches in 2021 in a Lights Out match, which I have the figure for.
Yes.
She is the PWI Women of the Year in 2021. She won Match of the Year in 2021 for her match against Thunder Rosa. She was listed as Most Improved Wrestler of the Year in 2021 by PWI Magazine. She is currently ranked number 4 in the top 150 women's wrestlers in the PWI magazine. She is a dentist by day and a force not to be messed with in the ring. She is finally a guest on SWJ. She is the amazing and talented D.M.D. Dr. Britt Baker.
Wow, what an intro. I don't know how we can possibly live up to that.
Finally. Hi, Britt. Welcome to the show. How are you doing today?
I'm so good. I'm so happy to be talking with you.
I'm so happy to be talking with you. I would never think this day would come.
Oh, of course. I'm here. I'm so excited. I'm starstruck by you.
Aw, thank you. I have all of your figures. And I also have a boss one for when I meet you.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I have to sign that for you.
Oh, sorry. Okay, now that we have gotten to know you a little bit better, I would love to lay a stomp on some wrestling questions.
Okay, let's do it.
Watching wrestling saved my life after my brain surgeries and has helped me keep fighting through all of my doctor appointments and bad days. When did you know that you wanted to become a wrestler, and what made you fall in love with wrestling?
So I was a wrestling fan, and I never really imagined myself doing it. And I didn't even really know how anybody got into wrestling. I just thought, they were these larger than life TV stars, and it was fascinating and I loved it. But I was moving back to the Pittsburgh area for dental school, and my college friends at Penn State at the time told me about independent wrestling and how Pittsburgh had a huge independent wrestling scene. And I never heard of that, and I didn't know what that was. So I looked it up and Googled it, and I learned that my favorite wrestlers that I saw on TV, a lot of them started from independent wrestling. And that really got my gears turning. I was like, wow, this is a realistic thing that maybe I could try. So just on a whim, I signed up for a tryout. And I remember I took my first bump. I did a front roll. I hit the ropes. and I fell in love. I was like, oh my God, I don't want to watch wrestling. I want to be a wrestler. And from that moment on, I decided I was going to be a dentist and a wrestler, and nobody was going to tell me any different.
That's actually good advice. You just gave good advice without even knowing it.
Oh, good.
No one could tell you that you can't do what your dreams are.
Nope, nobody. They tried. They definitely tried.
It's no matter if you're too small or too big. No
Right.
one can stop you from doing your dreams.
Exactly.
Who would you say your wrestling heroes were growing up?
That question, so depend that I have a couple answers to that question too. I'm very indecisive if you haven't. I keep cheating all your questions and giving like multiple answers.
Me too.
But I really loved Chris Jericho. And obviously
Now you're working with him.
I know all the time. I talk to Chris Jericho like every other day. But no, obviously from a female standpoint, Trish and Lita are just, massive role models. But then when I
met Trish not too long ago.
She's the coolest, right? She's so cool.
Yeah, she's really cool.
But then when I started training, my favorite wrestlers who I looked up to are actually people that still wrestle today. And that's Sasha and Becky and Bailey and Charlotte. Those were my role models when I was training. And now, in a way, they're my competition. And they're still my role models.
Becky and me are actually good friends too. And so to me, Sasha is a great heel. Because I've seen that clip so many times where she made a kid cry. Yeah. And if you can make a kid cry as a heel, you know that you've made something sorry?
I said she's very good at her job.
Yeah. She's like a big time heel because it's so great that you can make a kid cry, because most wrestlers will try to make an adult like get mad and stuff. But kids, usually the heels would back off the kids.
Yeah.
And they would go for the adults. But if you're a heel, you're heel. That's right. That's basically the advice that she gave herself.
Right.
As you can see, I am a figure collector. And I have both of your figures in AEW. What did it mean to you to hold your first figure in your hand? And if they asked you which outfit you would want to figure, which one would you choose? Because basically I had to ask this question because every time a wrestler comes out, I review by their outfits.
Yeah. So it was surreal.
Fashion!
To hold my figure was so crazy. And it's so surreal because you think like people are going to buy this and have this in their house. And it's like it's a mini you. And that's so cool. And it's so surreal. And it's at the same time, I can't imagine why anybody would want an action figure of me. But then it was a bestseller. So apparently a lot did, right? But no. And then for my, my two favorite outfits, they're making them. So the outfit when I won the title, originally, I wore the black and red Scott Hall blood drips. So they're making that one. And then also when I defended the title in the first ever Rampage in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, I wore the white.
Red velvet, I think. Red velvet.
Yep, correct. I wore white, all Pittsburgh gear. And I that was such a cool moment for me to be in Pittsburgh with the title and defending it and winning it. So definitely that one too. And that bloody figure you're holding is the first ever female bloody figure. So that's really cool to be a part of history.
Yeah, it is. Mm-hmm. To me, all white, like white and black. Sorry, but that's like the best figure that you could make out of. But there's rarely, there's rarely ever white and black figures.
Right.
But they're amazing. Like, Did you watch the Royal Rumble?
Yes.
See how Dominic wore that gear?
Yep.
That gear to me is amazing.
Yeah. Black and white pops so much because it's such a good contrast.
Oh, I forgot. I was about to get my Randy Orton that's red and white and black.
Yeah.
but I forgot I brought it over there to my wrestling team.
Red and black gear is my favorite, but I agree that black and white really pops.
It's just something with your eye, boom.
Right.
Okay. Women's wrestling has changed so much over the past 10 years, and even more so often after your match against Thunder Rosa at the Lights Out match. What would you say the biggest change in women's wrestling is, and where would you want to see women's wrestling go in the next 10 years?
I think the biggest change is that we're normalizing it. Women's matches are just they're becoming, fortunately, show. It's not such a special attraction anymore. It's like, hey, this is a competitive athletic wrestling match just like the guys matches, and we see women main eventing a lot more often now. I've been a part of a few main event matches in Dynamite and Rampage too, so that's a huge deal. And moving forward, I hope we just see more of that, more women's matches on the show. A women's women's pay-per-view main event for AEW would be really cool. And just, growing the women's
division. Revolution.
Who knows? Maybe.
All women's show. I think that would be great because to me, before you came along, before you and Thunder Rosa fought, I think everybody thought women's wrestling was just okay, and men's wrestling was like 100 times better. But when you came along and released this match, everyone went skyrocketing with the women's wrestling and history. You changed the game with Thunder Rosa. You guys just changed the game, and you did that recently when Thunder Rosa won the title off you, which was a great match to me. I didn't see it just yet, but I've seen some pictures. I've seen Thunder Rosa's face. My mom told me she's seen Aubrey getting thumbtacks out of her back. Don't know what that's all about, but
Aubrey is a little bit of a drama queen, though. She likes to show off too much.
That's what I did go to wrestling school, and I think that's what one of the teachers said.
That's fun. I'll tell Ref Aubrey that your teacher said she needs to chill.
It's exactly what they said. They're like, you don't want to be seen as the ref. You want to let the wrestlers pop, not you.
I don't worry about her or whoever else is in the ring. I worry about whoever's standing across the ring because that's the person I have to beat. But Ref Aubrey sure does annoy me more than most.
I'm a hardcore kid. I love steel cage matches, TLC matches, and I really love the no disqualification matches. Or hardcore death matches. So your match against Thunder Rosa is one of the ones that stands out in my mind so much that when I think about amazing, not only women's wrestling matches, but wrestling matches of all time, what does it mean to you to know that you were in one of those most iconic matches that put women's wrestling on the map and won Match of the Year in PWI magazine?
It's surreal. I think it's hard. I don't know that I'll ever be able to grasp that fully, but I hope that it's something like years and years and years from now, like when I'm long and retired, I hope it's still a reality then too. I hope it's still an iconic, what people say is an iconic match. I hope it's still a match that people watch and are really wowed by and moved by. And I just hope it's a match that people remember and that it doesn't fizzle out, because women's wrestling is on the rise. There's great matches every day, ones that aren't even on TV, and I just hope that I can stay in the mix, because women's wrestling is very competitive and it's incredible and it's growing. But to be a part of something again that people deem as iconic, that's so special. That you yearn for that your whole entire career.
Yep. Sorry if you hear the Velcro, it's just my thumb brace.
Oh, that's okay.
You held the women, as I said in my intro, you held the women's title for 290 days. You won your match in the Owen Hart tournament. What would you say is your next goal in your career?
To win the Owen Hart Foundation tournament, for sure.
I'll be cheering for you. I'll be cheering for you.
That's such a cool, just the whole, the message, the foundation, everything that we're bringing that to all elite wrestling, and to be a part of that is very cool and very moving. But I'm also competitive. It's I respect the Owen Hart Foundation more than anything, and I'm like I said, honored to be a part of the tournament. But at the end of the day, all those girls in the tournament are competition. I don't care about them. I want to win because it's still a tournament. It's still a competition. I want to win.
Yeah, most people want to win. Plus, you would probably be like, that would be an honor if you won the Owen Hart tournament, because he was such a great wrestler and a legend, and sadly passed away a long time ago.
Yeah.
Which is very sad. Yeah.
Yeah. Very sad.
It's unbelievable. I can never wrestle because of my disability, but I would love to be in the wrestling community as a ref, manager, or even as a commentator, like your friend Tony Schiavone. Schiavone. What advice do you have for me about following my dreams in one of those careers?
You have to be very stubborn with your goals. You have to, like I said, don't take no for an answer. And there's going to be a lot of twists and turns and hurdles you have to jump over. But if you are stubborn with your goal, there's no way you won't achieve it.
Oh, I'm stubborn. I'm stubborn.
Being stubborn literally means that you're not taking no for an answer, and nobody's changing your mind. You're not having it any other way. So be stubborn about your goals.
Well, then I would say I'm pretty stubborn. I'm pretty stubborn.
Me too. I'm a Taurus. That's my zodiac main trait, is I'm stubborn.
Okay, how about this? You get this one, and we'll get you that one later. Okay, this one's a little bit expensive. No, I want this one now. That'd be me. Exactly like me. Well, guys, that's all the time we have for today. I want to take a moment to say a huge thank you to Britt Baker for coming on my show. Today, it meant the world to me. Hope we can do a part 2 one day. Do you have any final words for my viewers, Britt?
Yeah, just to keep watching AEW Dynamite and cheer me on for the Owen Hart Foundation tournament. And even if you don't cheer me on, I don't care, because I'm going to win anyway.
That is called being stubborn.
Yeah. Right.
And determined. Thank you so much again, Britt. If you want to see, thank you so much again, Britt. If you want to see more episodes like this, make sure to lay a lockjaw on that subscribe button and a fisherman's neckbreaker, sounds brutal, on that like button. With all notifications on. Until next time, guys, always remember to never give up and be yourself, guys. Bye, guys. I'm going to go fan on my bed now. Bye.
What's up, guys? It is former AEW Women's World Champion, most likely still the current champion in your hearts, and role model of all elite wrestling, Dr. Britt Baker, D.M.D, and I am demanding you, doctor's orders, subscribe to Steven's Wrestling Journey on YouTube. Click the button. Do it. No is not an answer here.
SWJ. Bye, guys.